Hey guys, welcome back to the YouTube. Little hiatus, life got very mad, but I want to really try and carry on this off-season series because there's still half a year left of this off-season and I really want to try and document it as best possible because I just think it will be really cool. It's so easy on a prep to document it. It's exciting, like loads of changes are happening, but in an off season it's very much repetitive. The videos are going to be back. I'm going to try my best to make them every single week on a Sunday going live. Today I thought I would show you like my pre-post workout routine type thing, what I do to build muscle in an off season. So I'm actually on, I think it's week 29 of my off season now. So I started my off season in January. So I went away for 4 weeks to Thailand in January, got back and started the off season. And I obviously finished competing last year, October, and then I had a show in November. So December was sort of like the reverse. January I was away, and then we started the off season, basically the start of February. Okay, so it's now mid-August. So it has been a pretty long time in this off season. I am currently like 35 pounds above my lowest weight of prep, okay? So that's where things are currently sitting. And this was actually, where I am now, so I'm like 155 pounds. This was actually the heaviest weight I got to in my last off season, like throughout the whole off season. So I'm basically at the heaviest that I've ever been, which I think is quite exciting because I definitely feel better in terms of not as fat, I want to say, as what I did last time in my off season, which I feel like is quite promising. So I do feel like there's been some kind of muscle growth, fingers crossed. Obviously it can be quite hard to see. I feel like sometimes in an off season, especially when it's a long time, it can be quite mentally difficult because you have to basically trust the process because you can't necessarily see the progress, right? Because you're gaining muscle, but you're also gaining body fat. So you're not going to see a huge difference in your photos. Like I look at my photos from now to like the end of my prep and I'm like, I can't really tell, like to me, and obviously it does just look like I've just gained body fat, but you're not going to be able to see that until much later down the line when the body fat comes off again. So yeah, it is a case of like trusting the process, like making sure you're getting your meals in, making sure that you are training hard, and then it is literally just rinse and repeat. Like I know if I'm doing this consistently for a year, I'm getting my meals in, I'm training hard, repeat, rest, whatever, I know I'm going to build muscle, so I just have to keep going, basically. That's the biggest tip I would say. Like if you are someone that's trying to build muscle, like stop overanalyzing it and freaking out and thinking, have I built muscle, etc. Just keep doing what you're meant to be doing. Obviously make sure you're actually training properly and you've got a good plan and you're eating properly. But yeah, you just need to be consistent with it. So basically it's August and there's the rest of this year in off season. So I'm going to be dieting from January. I would say fairly flexible as far as bodybuilders go. Like I am not one of those bodybuilders that is like very rigid. Like I still get my food in, I still train, but I also go out for meals, I go on holiday, I don't prep my food and take it with me when I go on holiday unless I'm on prep. So I am, I am kind of, I want to be able to enjoy this and do it long term. I don't want it to be like I do it for a year or two and then it's super rigid and then I hate it. I want to be able to actually sustain it long term, and that is important, I think, to be able to run a good long off season and also be able to do live things so that you actually enjoy other things as well. That's just the way I want to do it. Yeah, basically that's where things are at. Like I said, we've got the rest of this year in off season, so still a really good amount of time. Today it's Monday, it is 10 o'clock. I've walked the dogs this morning and I've just been doing a little bit of work. So just done some catch-ups basically with some of my clients. So I'm going to make my pre-workout now. I'm going to show you what I eat before I go to the gym, and then I'm going to head to the gym and I'm also going to show you my push session. So today it's push, abs and cardio. So I'm going to show you what I get up to in the gym. So let's go make some food. Also, how cute is my new bowl what I bought? I smashed all the bowls, so I've had to do a little bowl purchase, and I just think these are really cute. Right, so this is the carb powder. This is going in my intra-workout. So we've got 20 grams, I think it's 20 grams, of carbs, and I have this in my drink whilst I train, and that is combined with the EAAs as well. So intra-workout, we've got the carb powder and we have got the EAAs as well. And I'm just gonna shake this up, and then I will put it in a big bottle and drink this whilst I train. Okay guys, so I've just done a little bit more work just to let my pre-workout meal settle, so I'm just going to drink this on the way to the gym. I don't really have like caffeinated pre-workout, to be honest. I tend to just have pump, so we've got a scoop of pump and I will drink this on the way to the gym. So we've got the pump in there, that's got creatine in it as well, so I've got pump creatine. And then I will, at the gym, I will drink my EAs and my carbs. So that's what I have whilst I train. So we got 15 grams of EAs and 25 grams of carbs whilst I train. So I'm gonna head to the gym now and do this session, and I'll go film it. Okay, I'm back from the gym and I'm just about to make my post-workout, so I will show you what I had. But yeah, really good session. I'm going to chat a little bit later on about kind of my like structure with sessions at the minute and like how I'm progressing and tracking and everything like that to get the most from this building phase. But yeah, really good session. Before, I don't think I actually mentioned, so my pre-workout was 60 grams of oats, 25 whey, and then a banana. And I'll rotate like Weetabix. Sometimes I'll have 4 Weetabix instead of the oats, but it's pretty similar kind of calorie wise anyway, so I'll just have what I fancy on the day. That's a good thing as well, like once you've got a food, once you know the calories and like the carb content in it, for example, or if it's a protein source, what you can do is you can just swap foods in and out. So sometimes, like for example, one of my meals is 130 grams of chicken, obviously not the whole meal, but part of the meal. Sometimes, and I know how much protein that is, so sometimes I'll just swap it for something that has the same protein, same calories. So once you've got that kind of structure and you know what your meal needs to consist of, you can sort of rotate food choices in and out, which gives you a bit more flexibility with actually changing your meals if that's something you want to do. I tend to keep mine the same, to be honest, and I'll just swap, like I might swap the protein for protein, or I might swap the rice for a bagel or potatoes or whatever. But yeah, that was my pre. And then post is always the same: 70 grams of cereal, almond milk, and then 25 whey. So this has actually been upped fairly recently. It was on 50 for a really long time, and now it's on 70. And that is pretty much what I eat before and after. It's the same. I always eat around an hour or so before I train. I'll drive to the gym, I'll drink my pump, I'll drink my intro while I'm training, and then I'll drive home. It's about a half an hour drive each way to the gym, and then I'll have my cereal as soon as I get home. And that's pretty much what I eat around training. That has literally been the same for the last nearly 4 years now. It's just changed depending on whether I'm building muscle or losing body fat. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So I'm gonna eat my pre, post. I'm gonna eat my post. And I want to chat a little bit later on when I've got a call I've got to jump on in a sec, but I want to chat a bit around kind of mindset as well with a building phase and eating a lot of food, because I know it's something that a lot of girls do struggle with. So all the whey that I use is from Conte, same with like the pumps, the carbs, the EAs, the creatine. So that's literally where I get all my supplements from. And if you want to use my code, it's Leah10. So any uses appreciated on any of the supplements that you guys get. This is the salted caramel whey. And I'm literally just gonna, I feel like this bowl is a little bit small for this volume of cereal, but we've just made it. So this is the post-workout. Normally I would put a bit of sweetener on it, but I've ran out of sweetener, which is very sad, so I need to do a food shop desperately. Okay, so just wanted to talk a little bit about like fueling yourself properly if you are a female who wants to build muscle. So I think females are very good at dieting, you know, it gets results really quickly. Obviously you can see the results straight away because you can see yourself getting leaner, and the harder part of that is the side of building muscle, because you don't see that instant result like you do with obviously fat loss. Like it takes time, you know, like I've been weight training for pretty much like 10 years properly now. And you know, for me to build muscle, it's not something that happens in months. It does take a long time. I've learned that even more so, like getting into bodybuilding properly, obviously going through the structured phases and everything like that. Yeah, so it's just, if you are a female right now who is wanting to get stronger, you wanting to build more muscle, you wanting to have more shape, more definition, that like toned look, honestly, do a proper building phase. And I know I am literally plugging this so much at the minute, but if you are a female who is just dieting all the time, or you're reverting back to dieting, you know, I work with so many girls who we've finished the fat loss phase and then we go into the reverse, and they are absolutely terrified of building up the food, of eating more, you know, coming away from dieting. And we do it for a bit, and because we do it properly and we do it structured, they're like, oh my God, actually, I love it. I feel strong, you know, I can see I'm getting stronger. I feel stronger. My energy's great. Like if you do it properly and you actually structure your food properly, there's so many positives that come with building muscle as a female. So, you know, if I'm going to say one thing, it's going to be that. And that would be the same as well with like the pre and the post workout. Like you need to be fueling your training properly, and that includes a proper pre-workout meal, a proper post-workout meal, you know, some good intra-workout nutrition. You don't want to be like chopping and changing and having a random thing one day and then, you know, not eating after you work out the next day. Like, that all needs to be structured properly as well. And, you know, you can see from my meals, like, I get a protein serving in each of those. You know, there's a decent amount of carbs. They're relatively low fat, so they digest quite quickly. You know, like, they're the fundamental things that you're looking for with your pre and your post-workout meal. And obviously specifics in terms of how many grams you're having exactly is going to come down to, you know, what are your goals, you know, because the more calories you have available, obviously the higher, like the bigger your pre and post workout meals are going to be. Whereas if you're on less calories, you know, less carbs, obviously the quantity of the food is going to be smaller. But like, regardless of whether I'm on prep or I'm in my off season, I have the same pre and post workout meal. It's just bigger. You know, I don't have the carbs whilst I'm training in my prep, but when I'm in off season, I have carbs in my intra workout, you know. So the fundamentals of the meals stay the same, and that's the biggest thing. Like, your actual food choices don't need to change. It's just the amounts, because obviously you'll be on more or less calories. So hopefully this video has helped a little bit. In terms of my training at the minute, so I have been on the same split now since I finished prep. So we actually dropped down to a 4-day split just because my recovery wasn't that great. You know, I train really hard, I train heavy. Oh, we have a dog joining us. Hello, you want to get up? Oh, no, you don't. Oh, you do want to go. Come on and jump. There we go. So I've been on a 4-day split since I finished prep. And that is a pull push leg split. So I do pull and then a quad focus leg session, and then push and then a glute and ham focus leg session. So 4 sessions a week, same movements. Been on that plan since like January now, since I got back from Thailand. Yeah, and just basically rinsing and repeating that. So that one you saw today was the push session. And like I said, it is, you know, that 4 days a week. I'm doing 20 minutes cardio at the minute. So once after the prep, we obviously tapered down the cardio. We brought it down nice and low. Steps are on like 10 to 11k, and then that just sits in the same place. So it's basically rinse and repeat. Get the sessions in, train hard, get a good sleep, and eat all the meals. But I am going to obviously be sharing the rest of this off season. The food is coming up very nicely now. I think I worked it out last time and it was just above 3,000 calories. So maybe I'll do, I think I did a little off season food video, but yeah, I'll do another kind of full day of eating type video. But if there's anything you guys want to see in regards to off season, like life, there's a lot going on business wise at the minute. And we've got a really exciting event going live in November, which is called the Undivided Empower event. So that's going to be really cool. We've got the Lift with Leah podcast that's relaunched. I've got some really nice guests on that, all about like mindset, business as a female. So I'm super excited for that. So yeah, a lot going on, business, coaching wise. But if you have anything you want to see, I'm just going to be sharing the rest of my off season this year. So yeah, anything at all, off season life biz, give me a shout, and hopefully this has helped a little bit.